Hi, thanks for joining us in the WVLT Newsroom. I'm Harry Sullivan. We want to go over a couple new things this week happening on the coronavirus front, namely in Washington, where free at-home tests will be sent out. That website launching tomorrow from the Biden administration, coming out and buying 500 million tests. They did so last month. That'll be free for Americans who order them through the online portal. The website is already up, but you can't start ordering those tests until tomorrow. Here's a look at what that website looks like, covidtests.gov. So you go online, you order a test, it gets sent through USPS. They said it'll take about 7 to 12 days to get to your home, wherever you want it sent to. The Biden administration announcing that Americans can order up to 4 testing kits per person, per household. So you can get a couple tests, obviously, if you've got quite a few people in your house who are of age. So this is one of the newest things that the Biden administration is doing. They just announced they're about to buy another batch of 1 million at-home tests as well. The president also announcing that they plan to buy some more masks to get to Americans. This comes after the CDC has updated its mask guidelines, encouraging people to wear N95 masks or the KN95 masks. That's one of the things that really, when the pandemic started, if you remember, it was kind of like, hey, people were hoarding these things. It was like gold in terms of the mask world. But really their whole point is, look, the Omicron variant spreads so easily. If we can use and get more people to use these N95 masks and these KN95 respirators, if you will, like they use in the hospitals to fight COVID-19, it's going to do a lot better in terms of stopping the spread of the Omicron variant. It helps a lot more with filtration and really just traps your breath in there and lets it filter out. I want you to hear from one of the doctors at Vanderbilt University Medical Center about the KN95 and the N95 mask, how to properly wear these masks and why they provide such better protection.
Be sure and wear it appropriately, because otherwise you don't get the benefit. It has to fit tightly around your nose, your cheeks, and your chin. And when that happens, you will discover that the work of breathing is harder, because all your breathing, all of it, will go through the mask. Well, that will tell you that the mask is working.
So what do? You go on Amazon, right? Order an N95 mask or KN95 mask. That seems like the simple plan, but the problem is, a lot of folks saying there's close to 40%, 50% masks out there that are actually fake KN95 or N95 masks. That is a big issue. I want you to listen in here to this reporter talk about how to spot a real versus a fake KN95 or N95 mask. There's a couple key features that you really need to keep an eye out for, and how to keep you and your family safe.
The highly transmissible Omicron variant has health officials recommending you upgrade your mask to an N95 or KN95.
It prevents not only you from spreading the virus, but also prevents you from becoming infected from Omicron.
But the growing demand is leading to online scammers targeting unsuspecting consumers and selling counterfeit high-quality masks. But how do you make sure your mask is real or fake?
It's an incredibly difficult market for consumers to navigate. There are hundreds of millions of these masks on the market in America right now that have no oversight. It's very dangerous.
The U.S. certifies N95s, while China approves KN95 masks. The CDC has issued a warning saying about 60% of N95 or KN95 masks on the market are counterfeit. Here's how to spot the fake respirators. 1. The N95s should have a NIOSH approval label, confirming that it meets the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health requirements, and it should be spelled correctly. The KN95 should not have a NIOSH label.
As a consumer, it's impossible to tell by looking at a respirator whether it's a performing respirator or not. They look identical.
2. It shouldn't have any decorative fabric or add-ons and should not make elaborate claims. 3. If the facepiece respirator has ear loops instead of headbands, that's a red flag. So, how long can you wear the masks? Health experts say with proper care, they can be reused for several days. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Jen Sullivan with Consumer Watch there, talking about how to spot those fake N95 and KN95 masks. Kind of circling back here. So the government is investigating a mask scam with, I had said 30 earlier. It's 60% of masks of the KN95 and N95 respirators that officials say are probably fake. You probably have some at your house that you ordered on Amazon, ordered online from somewhere. So keep that in mind. We're going to show you that coming up just in a little bit if you missed that, of how to spot those fake masks. But circling back to what the Biden administration is doing, one of the biggest issues has been finding those at-home COVID tests. It has been a nightmare going from store to store trying to find them. The Biden administration ordering 500 million of them. This is the website. It is live now, but you'll be able to order them tomorrow. covidtests.gov. You can get free at-home COVID-19 tests, 4 per person. Should take about 7 to 12 days, they are guessing. It's going to be shipped through the United States Postal Service, and they'll get to your home. So, not an instant gratification by any stretch of the imagination here, but hey, getting those tests that people need. If you do worried about with things coming up, visiting family, maybe in a month or so, that you will have these tests when you need them, maybe even to go back to work, go back into the office. A lot of places are slowly starting to let people come back in, especially, companies that are saying, hey, you need to be vaccinated, things like that, but you still need to have that test just to kind of keep everyone at ease. So keep that in mind, that you can go on there tomorrow, covidtests.gov, to get those free at-home COVID tests. The president also saying that the government looking into purchasing a bunch of masks, especially the KN95 and N95, after the CDC says, hey, these do so much better of a job of blocking transmission of the Omicron variant. The CDC also saying, hey, no mask is still not as good as mask. If you can wear a mask no matter what it is, and we've heard about, the gator type masks and how airlines don't allow you on that, but they're saying anything that you can cover your face with is still better than nothing. They want you to have the KN95, they want you to have the N95 masks, but if you don't have those, obviously, if you can cover your face, then please do, with the spread of the Omicron variant going around. We've heard about long COVID issues with the Omicron variant, of people saying, hey, I'm just going to get Omicron, I'm going to have some immunity, whatever people are saying in that aspect. But the CDC is saying, no, there are some pretty big long-term issues that you can be dealing with Omicron variant. Obviously not as deadly as the Delta variant, but still spreads much, much faster than the Delta variant does. So one more time, we're going to let you hear about how to spot a counterfeit mask from the KN95, the N95 masks. Close to 60% of those masks out on the market are fake. They're not real. Doesn't matter where you order them from Amazon, wherever. There's a couple of things that they're going to show you here one more time to see how you can spot a fake one if you're really serious about keeping you and your family safe from the Omicron variant.
The highly transmissible Omicron variant has health officials recommending you upgrade your mask to an N95 or KN95.
It prevents not only you from spreading the virus, but also prevents you from becoming infected from Omicron.
But the growing demand is leading to online scammers targeting unsuspecting consumers and selling counterfeit high-quality masks. But how do you make sure your mask is real or fake?
It's an incredibly difficult market for consumers to navigate. There are hundreds of millions of these masks on the market in America right now that have no oversight. It's very dangerous.
The U.S. certifies N95s, while China approves KN95 masks. The CDC has issued a warning saying about 60% of N95 or KN95 masks on the market are counterfeit. Here's how to spot the fake respirators. 1. The N95s should have a NIOSH approval label, confirming that it meets the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health requirements, and it should be spelled correctly. The KN95 should not have a NIOSH label.
As a consumer, it's impossible to tell by looking at a respirator whether it's a performing respirator or not. They look identical.
2. It shouldn't have any decorative fabric or add-ons and should not make elaborate claims. 3. If the facepiece respirator has ear loops instead of headbands, that's a red flag. So, how long can you wear the masks? Health experts say with proper care, they can be reused for several days. For today's Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
So, a couple of tips for you. We got all that information for you online to get some information about how to spot a fake N95 mask, with the CDC coming out and saying that they are issuing that guidance, updating their guidance on mask wearing. So one more time, tomorrow morning it goes live, covidtests.gov. You can get a free at-home COVID test, 4 per person. That's happening tomorrow. The Biden administration ordering 500 million of those. Should take about 7 to 12 days to get to you through the USPS. Here's our WVLT website. We've got your top headlines right now. How to get those masks through the online portal. We got it all for you right there at the palm of your hand on the WVLT News app as well, including information about East Tennessee Children's Hospital and hospitals across the country requiring those vaccines and discussing those long COVID symptoms that kids have and when you maybe need to check back in and see what's going on. Maybe even take your child in if they have tested positive for COVID. And of course, if you're a Knox County parent, your kid's home today, not because of the weather like we've seen in a lot of our counties, but because of sickness throughout the school with the teachers. We got all that for you online. We'll have the latest and greatest all for you coming up on WVLT News at noon. Make sure you download the WVLT News app. We'll see you at noon, 4, 5, 6, 10, and 11.